Tonight we start with Confederate controversy.
Anybody that tries to dominate another race, particularly white supremacy, that should not be tolerated at all in the United States.
Portsmouth Mayor John Rowe wants the statue in downtown Portsmouth to be moved ASAP. Thanks for joining us. I'm Anita Blanton. That message from Mayor Rowe came just hours before planned protests in front of it. He wants the Confederate monument now at High and Court Streets to sit in the Cedar Grove Cemetery near the Naval Medical Center. But tonight's protest is the big story. 10 on your side's Liz Kilmer was there when people showed up. And Liz, what was the atmosphere like out there?
Well, Anita, tonight's turnout really was split between people who want to see this Confederate monument go and those who want to see it stay. Now, that was much different than what we brought you yesterday in Norfolk, where the vast majority of people were against the monument there. So tonight we heard a lot of passionate talks, at times heated discussions, but overall, everything was peaceful.
Wait a minute.
Spirited discussion alongside Portsmouth's Confederate monument as people with mixed feelings debated its future.
This represents a broken history in this country.
The scheduled protest began hours after the city's mayor expressed his hope to move the memorial from Olde Towne to the Cedar Grove Cemetery.
We very much still honor those that died. The Civil War hurt a lot of people. It divided our country. And we don't need to perpetuate that hurt in the year 2017.
Words he echoed amidst the demonstration alongside members of the NAACP and other activist groups. At times, there was tension.
Everything's cool.
We need to do what?
The mayor's getting ready.
Excuse me.
For people like this man, a member of Sons of Confederate Veterans, and this pair, dressed in Civil War costumes, the monument stands not for white supremacy, not for hate.
Trying to preserve history. And I don't think it's right to tear down monuments. We're all Americans. We had 700,000 Americans fight in the Civil War. Most families have ancestors that fought on both sides.
But others walk by this and feel something else.
And I think if they understood that not everybody's Southern history is the same as theirs, they would understand the trauma that comes with seeing these type of monuments.
Some who came here with different views found common ground in the end, agreeing that moving the memorial, not disposing of it, may be a reasonable compromise.
The importance is unifying our city.
And we've been telling you that state law prohibits local leaders from removing war memorials, but today the mayor said he doesn't expect to face legal hurdles because he wants to move the memorial, and he says ideally by the end of the year. Now tonight the mayor says that he has the majority of council's support, but tonight after the protest, Councilman Bill Moody tweeted that the mayor left most of council out of, quote, his shocking announcement. I'm live in Portsmouth. Liz Kilmer, 10 on your side.